Hi, welcome to Science 101. I am Sol Ramos, and this is my partner, Diego Barraza. He's a mute. We're going to be teaching you stoichiometry, and what that is converting grams to moles in a chemical equation, and also finding the limiting reagents in that said equation. Yeah, this is the equation that we will be using for this lesson. As you can see, the equation is balanced, and the number represents the ratio of moles in the entire equation. Now all we do is just find the grams per mole of each chemical. Now let's say that we only have 100 grams of each of the two beginning chemicals. But how do we know which one of the two is limiting?
I can help you figure that out with a simple explanation. Let's say you want to make a sandwich. Make a sandwich, all you need is 2 bread and 1 cheese. Let's say the maximum amount of bread that you have is 3 pieces of bread. So, Mondo. And you also only have 2 pieces of cheese. If we try to cook all that, we only get 1 good sandwich and a leftover bread and cheese. Tubular. Alright. Let's say that you only have 5 moles of the first chemical and 5 moles of the second chemical. If you only have 5 moles, this 5 moles, this one, we're only going to produce this much of this much. And you're going to have this many left because there's not enough to fulfill the remaining pieces. Let's head back to our original equation. But remember, we only have 100 grams of each chemical. We take the grams that we have, and we divide it by the grams per mole of the chemical. Then we multiply by the moles of the other chemical that we have to find. In our case, it's 2. Afterwards, we multiply by the grams per mole of that chemical to find how many grams are needed for that chemical to react with the first one. After performing all that science, we can determine that 100 grams of calcium sulfate only requires this many grams of potassium hydroxide. So, potassium hydroxide is the excess amount.
Yeah, now we can determine how much of the product we're going to make. With 100 grams of calcium sulfate, we can determine exactly how much of the products we're going to actually make.
So by performing the percent yield, we can determine that we have 17.58 grams of potassium hydroxide of excess left. So our products would be 54.42 grams of calcium hydroxide and 128 grams of potassium sulfate with 17.58 grams of potassium hydroxide left. Totally rad! So now that you know how to do stoichiometry, you can solve anything!